can you describe the beauty in Korean architecture?
Beauty in Korean architecture, I think about when I start with the traditional architecture, I think of a place like Joonghyun.
Joonghyun.
Yeah. Tranquility.
Yeah.
And kind of like a stability. Yeah. Hundreds of years and just one generation, another generation, another generation, and then this architecture becomes very beautiful. It's a super long. This was Zaha Hadid's favorite building when she was my teacher, and she always said, Jeongmyo, that's her favorite project in Korea. And I agree. I think it's very, very beautiful. I think that there is that feeling of sensitivity, of rhythm, and quietude is one aspect that then I see again in some of the contemporary architecture. One of my favorite architecture in Korea is Paju Book City.
Oh, Paju Book City.
Yes, the whole city is like one architecture.
Yeah.
And it was envisioned also by actually Korean architects working with British architects, together with Lee Gi-young, the founder. And I love the way that the Asia Muna Center, so the main central space, they have a place called Jihae Soup, which I love the name. It means, I guess, Forest of Wisdom. And they've built this beautiful corten steel, very contemporary, corten steel concrete, together with the wetland. So there's a small river that goes through, and each of these volumes, it does not change the course of the river, but it just fits exactly inside. And you have the reeds, the kalte, coming up all around, and you can walk directly from this very contemporary architecture. Maybe inside you have 15-meter ceiling with just books, shelves going up 3 stories inside one big space. And then you could walk directly out and you are just on this Korean, exactly like I described in Andong, like this Korean curving waterway with all of its reeds. And this connection between contemporary architecture and nature, I think, is a great potential of Korea.
Oh, I
for
like
Korean beauty.
Yeah, I like your words, a kind of something, a kind of connect with the tradition and very contemporary.
Yes.
And then I love Joongmyo and I love Pajubok City, and I think I feel something and from your aesthetic and vision, because Joongmyo is our tradition of Confucianism.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. We respect our philosophy, and then Pajubok City is one of them, because in our Confucian tradition we respect the wisdom and kind of reading books, and then I think it is a kind of one of very core aesthetic idea and of education too.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but how do you feel about this kind of contrast in tradition and contemporary? Just I heard you're a kind of very special box. There's a lot of some photos and you take in Korea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. No, I can show you actually. You said that Korean. When I said 손재주, you said Korean traditionally spends a lot of time looking carefully at things. And so for me, besides drawing, also was to take photographs. So you can see, for instance, here I have some small pictures. These are very small ones I took. So here I think this is 불국사, 석가탑.
Yeah.
And this is this represents again some of that simplicity and then the connection with nature. But it's very powerful.
Yeah.
And Joongmyo is very powerful.
It is really powerful.
It's not worried to be too simple. It's confidently simple. So I
confidently
think,
simple.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I think that this is very beautiful.
It is early morning or evening?
This is
Evening
early
time?
morning.
Early morning.
This is 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Yeah. Yeah. And then also, I think looking here, for instance, Magoksa Temple. Yeah.
공주 area.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sound of the bell with the fish as the wind blows. This is also something about sensitivity. That even though there's a beautiful temple architecture, that this detail and this is also represented, every small detail It's very carefully crafted. 손재주.
손재주.
Yeah. 손재주 최고. Yeah. So, and there's another word that for the English-speaking audience, I hope they can learn, which is 아기자기.
아기자기.
Yeah, 아기자기 is a word that maybe it's a bit difficult to describe in English exactly.
Yeah.
But for me, it is,
아기자기.
when I asked this question, I arrived in Gyeongju and I asked the people there, tell me about Korean aesthetic, tell me about Korean architecture. They said, it is 아기자기. And I said, what is 아기자기? And they said, it is something that is, it's not just, it's very soft, it is kind of cute, it has a kind of, how would you describe 아기자기 in English?
아기자기, yeah, it is it is something cute, but it is a kind of warm-hearted.
Yeah, it's warm-hearted, yes.
And then just make something happen, and a kind of other people feel happy.
Yeah, and it has diversity.
It is diversity.
So it's something does not have to be, as I said before, perfectly straight.
Yeah, no.
There's a small curve, or there is something slightly different.
Yeah.
And I always found, because the representative for me about Korean beauty is 한국 소나무, Korean pine tree. Yeah. So when I think again of maybe Europe or other parts of Asia, this perfectly straight tree.
Yeah.
This is not what we think of when we imagine Korean tree. Right? Korean tree is really like this. And so I think that this idea of going with the flow, being able to react, this is something that feels, maybe this is something that is about there. But as you say, then when we go from Gangsan to Gangnam, then this is my picture from Gangnam.
Yeah.
This is Gangnam-daero in 2002 when I went back and I was taking photographs. And this is something which is about maybe the energy of Korean contemporary life. All of these signs and so much excitement and energy. And I did not think of this as just maybe bad or ugly. I thought this is just something. Here you can see even the step of the stair is a surface for advertisement. You know? So everywhere, like if we're going to make a business, somehow we're going to succeed. You know, like everything. You know? So you have to try your best. This is a very big part of Korean energy. And I think that one more word for the international audience, 내공. What is 내공? Yeah?
Inner power.
Inner power.
Inner power. Yeah.
So I think that this is something that I think characterizes Korean beauty. So when we talk about Gangnam style, and if you listen to Psy talk about what it requires to become like the first 1 billion views on YouTube, he talks about not, it's so great, it's so nice. He talks about his bleeding feet. Yeah? That he has to dance this dance, you know, just for 5 hours every day, you know, one night after another night. On the surface, you know, we say like a 백조, like a swan. You know, on the surface, it's like very, very elegant. It has simple power. Yeah. Underneath, it's like really, really moving very hard. So I think that this is another thing that I see when I think about, I really respect all of these people. Maybe from architectural kind of aesthetic or urban planning, you say, let's bring this under control. But I think there's also something about the indomitable spirit of Korea. So I find this very beautiful in some way.
Oh, wow! It is. I know that I feel your passion, your inner power. Just from, I think it is from our your and a kind of Korean blood. And also just you are very sensitive to catch both beauties from very traditional Gyeongju Bulguksa and Gyeongju Seokgatab, and from very contemporary Gangnam.